A former member of Britney Spears' security team is alleging in a new documentary that the pop star was under constant surveillance during her conservatorship, including monitoring all communication on her phone and placing an audio recorder in her bedroom. Alex Vlasov, a former assistant and operations cybersecurity manager who worked at Black Box Security Incorporated, gave an explosive interview in Controlling Britney Spears, a follow-up documentary to Framing Britney Spears on FX and Hulu's The New York Times Present series. In the documentary, which premiered Friday night on FX and Hulu, Vlasov said he worked closely with Eden Yamin, president of Spears' longtime security company from 2012 to 2021, and had access to emails, text messages, phone calls, and meetings that confirmed the surveillance. Eden was so relieved when he saw the first documentary that he wasn't mentioned. Black Box wasn't mentioned, TriStar wasn't mentioned, Vlasov said. It was his biggest fear that security would somehow draw any attention. Vlasov said when he asked Yemeni why security was with Spears 24 hours a day, he said it was a part of the conservatorship and that their client was Spears' father, Jamie, not the pop star herself. The documentary also mentioned how Spears' former business manager Lou Taylor, founder and CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, as well as TriStar employee Robin Greenhill, were deeply involved in every step that Britney took.
There was a group chat with Eden, Robin, and Jamie, and security where they would basically post all the movement, Vlasov said. Even in the sacred place, her home, every single request was monitored and recorded. Her intimate relations were closely managed. Britney could not have someone in the privacy of her house without those three people knowing. According to Vlasov, when Spears asked for an iPhone, her security team set up a separate iPad using Spears' iCloud login in order to mirror all activity on her phone and monitor all of her messages, FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, and photographs. Vlasov said he asked Yemeni if the security team was legally allowed to monitor the activity on Spears' phone, and he said, "Yes, the court is aware of this, Britney's lawyer is aware of this. This is for her safety, it's for her protection." Vlasov also said he was asked by Yemeni to encrypt Spears' messages and give them to him so he could pass them on to Spears' father and Greenhill. Their reason for monitoring was looking for bad influences, looking for potential illegal activity that might happen, but they would also monitor conversations with her friends, with her mom, with her lawyer Sam Ingham. "If there's anybody that should be off limits, it should be Britney's lawyer," Vlasov said. Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her. "I know for a fact that Jamie would confront Britney and say, 'Hey, why didn't you text this person?' Just because you're in control doesn't give you the right to treat people like property." It didn't feel like she was being treated like a human being. Vlasov added the security team was in charge of Spears' medication. They would allegedly receive pre-packaged medicine, hand it to Spears, and she would have to take it in front of them. "When I took a step back and I looked at everything, it really reminded me of somebody that was in prison and security was put in a position to be the prison guards, essentially," he said. Vlasov also alleges that Yemeni put an audio recording device into Spears' bedroom, despite the fact that it's illegal in California to record people's private conversations without their knowledge or consent. According to the documentary, the recordings captured over 180 hours of audio, including Britney's interactions and conversations with her boyfriend and her children. Vlasov said Yemeni and another agent handed him the audio recording device and asked him to delete it. "I asked what was on it. They seemed very nervous and said it was extremely sensitive, that nobody can ever know about this, and that's why I need to delete everything on it, so there's no record of it," he said. "That raised so many red flags with me and I did not want to be complicit in whatever they were involved in, so I kept a copy because I didn't want to delete evidence, and I don't think it was a coincidence it was done days before she was due to meet with a court investigator."
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.